Have you ever noticed how some people suddenly disappear for days, no messages, no calls, no updates, and then they come back like nothing happened? And you sit there wondering what just happened. Were they ignoring you? Are they upset? Did you do something wrong? Or do they just not care? And right beside you is Mind Buddy, that simple round face with small black eyes and a tiny lined mouth, quietly thinking. Because Mind Buddy knows this story very well. Maybe you are that person. Maybe sometimes you are the one who disappears. Your phone is there. Notifications are there. Messages are there. But you just cannot open them. You tell yourself you will reply later. And later becomes tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes 3 days. And suddenly it feels too late to respond. So you disappear a little more. And Mind Buddy's face changes from neutral to slightly tired. Because disappearing is not always about not caring. Sometimes it is about caring too much. Sometimes it is about feeling too much. People who disappear for days are often not running away from others. They are running away from pressure. From expectations. From emotional noise. Imagine this. You wake up and your phone already feels heavy. There are unread messages. Someone needs advice. Someone is upset. Someone is asking why you were offline. Because the heart wants connection but the mind wants silence. And this is where the disappearing begins. Some people disappear because they feel overwhelmed, not by one big problem, but by many small ones. Work stress, family expectations, relationship confusion, self-doubt, unfinished tasks. And when everything feels loud inside, they choose quiet outside. They stop replying. They stop posting. They stop explaining. Not because they hate people, but because their brain is tired of reacting. Tired of performing. Tired of being available all the time. In today's world, being available feels like a full-time job, and not everyone has the emotional battery for that. Mind Buddy's tiny mouth becomes a straight line. Because sometimes disappearing is the only way someone knows how to recharge. And there is another side too. Some people disappear because they struggle with expressing emotions. When something hurts them, they do not know how to say it. When they feel disappointed, they do not know how to explain it. So instead of talking, they go silent. Silence feels safer than confrontation. Distance feels easier than vulnerability. Have you ever felt this? Someone said something small. But it stayed in your head all day. You wanted to tell them it bothered you, but the words felt heavy, so you just slowly pulled away. That is not always immaturity. Sometimes it is fear. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of conflict. Fear of being seen as too sensitive. Mind Buddy's eyes look a little sad now. Because deep down, many people who disappear are very sensitive. They feel things deeply. They think about conversations again and again. They notice small changes in tone. And when they feel hurt, instead of arguing, they retreat. Disappearing becomes their emotional shield. And then there are people who disappear because they are used to being independent. Maybe they grew up solving problems alone. Maybe they learned that showing weakness was not safe. So when life gets hard, their first instinct is not to reach out. It is to isolate. They go into their own world. They handle things privately. And even if they miss you, even if they care about you, they will not say it. They will just disappear until they feel stable again. Mind Buddy now looks thoughtful, hand under chin. Because independence can look strong on the outside but lonely on the inside. And sometimes disappearing is not about avoiding others. It is about protecting others from their bad mood. Some people believe that when they are stressed or sad, they will only spread negativity. So they isolate themselves until they feel better. They think they are being kind. They think they are preventing conflict. But what they do not realize is that silence can also hurt. You might interpret their absence as rejection. And now both sides feel misunderstood. One is overwhelmed. The other is confused. And no one is talking about it. This is how emotional distance slowly grows. Not from hate, but from silence. And there is also something called emotional burnout. Even in friendships. Even in relationships. Even in family bonds. When someone is constantly giving support. Constantly listening. constantly being the strong one, they eventually feel drained. And instead of saying, "I need a break," they just disappear. Because asking for space feels selfish to them. So they take space without explaining. And that creates more confusion. Mind Buddy's face looks tired now. If you relate to this, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more Mind Buddy stories that help us understand ourselves better.